Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Cardboard Cast. We are now on to Swiss Round 12. This is going to be Chien-Pao versus Turbo Lost Box. So, very interesting. This is Adam Denk versus Owyn Kamerman. So, very exciting matchup. Very good players. We're getting a lot of Turbo Lost Box, which is not surprising given how many Lost Boxes converted into day two, right?
It's a good deck. It's a good deck. Especially now that the meta has kind of solidified. I kind of like Turbo Lost Box when the meta is kind of expected because you know what kind of techs to play. It seems like a lot of people are narrowing in on that Spiritomb being a good tech,
Right.
as well as the Roxanne and Echoing Horn for the Zard matchup, stuff like that. So once you know what to counter, Lost Box can be built to counter it.
Right. It's such a flexible deck. There's so many ways to tweak it, to add those techs. We're going to go ahead and get into the game. So switch on over. There we go. Yeah, so again, Turbo Lost Box versus Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao also a deck that is just rising more and more, it feels like, every single tournament. Just kind of gets more and more popular and just puts up pretty good results. Kind of just powerful against like everything. It just kind of can one-shot anything pretty easily, can put out the Greninja. The water attackers you have are just so versatile, and you have a lot of options. So, going to
I
see.
think
Go ahead.
the, I think the reason why is finally after months of being a deck, people have kind of narrowed in on the best way to play Chien-Pao
Yeah.
with those four Pokestops, the two barrel line, stuff that wasn't necessarily the case always for this deck. It it can't be taken for granted the way the deck list has progressed and evolved. Some people used to play, Arc. Some people used to play Palkia. People tried out Pidgeot EX when it first came out. But now that the deck list has been refined, it has a pretty good matchup spread.
Mhm.
Although the one blemish, the one downside is probably the Lost Box matchup, slightly unfavorable. And we'll see if Adam Denk can punish that.
Yeah, we see the canceling cologne in hand right now, and that is one of the kind of the key cards in this matchup.
Yep.
Canceling cologne, when you play it, allows you until the end of your turn to remove the ability from your opponent's active Pokemon. So they just have no abilities. And the way this works is basically the game plan is you want to play down that canceling cologne. You use like cross switchers or boss's orders in order to switch out that Manaphy into the active spot, and then you can use your Radiant Greninja's attack to actually take some big KOs on some Konfe's or on the Manaphy or whatever. Because normally the Manaphy's ability, Wave Veil, prevents you from using the Greninja attack because it just prevents the bench damage. And Canceling Clone cancels that out, but it does have to be in the active spot. But you do have 4 cross switchers in this deck and boss's orders and plenty of ways to get it done. So Battle VIP Pass coming down. Gonna see the early Manaphy. Greninja coming down as well with the Frigibacks. Going first here also really huge for Chien-Pao, just getting your Frigiback set up as fast as possible.
Going first, hitting our VIP pass. Can't ask for much more than that.
As long as you have Irida for turn 2, you're just so set. So, uh, again, the way this deck primarily accelerates and functions is with the Frigibacks, which evolves from I can't spell Frigibacks. Frigibacks. Frigibacks evolves into Baxcalibur, which is kind of the key part here. Its ability, Super Cold, allows you to attach water energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon as many times as you want during your turn. So if you have 6 water energies in hand, you can attach them as much as you want. And you see that pretty often from Chien-Pao players. They have a lot of cards that let them get a lot of water energies in hand really fast. And that is kind of the key to how their deck is going to work. So Adam didn't start with a VIP pass. Might have one in hand. Didn't see. Is going to start with the flower selecting. Has Nest Ball, so can get another Mon out. Flower selecting first to try to maximize your odds of hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Conceal cards first as well.
We see Owyn going into Greninja being basically preemptively predicting Adam to attack with Cram this turn. That may or may not be the case, but it is the most likely option. I
Yeah, the
think out of
Greninja
all the
having.
things, yeah, with 130 HP, out of all the things on the board for Owyn, that's the one that would like to get hit the most.
Right. So price checking going down now, playing that on that VIP pass, seeing what's up. Does have the nest ball in hand, so can flood the board pretty easily here, and also has Raikou, which is not the most. It's useful in this matchup, depending on board state, and is good because it can one shot the Chien-Paos, but you do need the full board for that to happen. With things like Echoing Horn, you can force it to happen sometimes as well, which can be helpful, but can't one shot them without that. And Owyn did not put down a fifth mon on the bench yet, so Raikou not an immediate threat anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Do we see the Cram attack this turn? There's a switch card in hand, but no chorus yet, so it might not happen. If Adam doesn't attack at all,
they get the seal stun, so could put down the Raikou here and guarantee it right now.
Okay. And we have vacuum, I believe, as well. So
okay,
I think that should be good. Seal stun for I imagine you get chorus, but technically not guaranteed to get an attack even with the chorus.
right.
So still playing on a knife's edge. Thankfully, though, it is the first turn, so there are lots of outs to it. Can find VIP pass, and that would be enough. So I like the play of getting the chorus. Doing 110 to the Greninja, obviously not ideal if you don't find an escape rope, but not bad either because you can always clean it up with Sableye later.
Yeah, Sableye. There's not a lot of mons that you can kind of clean up with that additional kind of damage, like because 20 only yields 100 to do something else. But you can use it to clean up a Manaphy at least, and that makes the Greninja play a little bit easier, where you don't necessarily have to go for the canceling clone if they whiff Rod. But once this Frigibax evolves, once the Bidoof evolves, the other 100 damage doesn't necessarily go anywhere. It's super useful. Except for Chien-Pao, you could also do that. 100 on Chien-Pao brings it to 120, so Sableye can clean up the next turn. Also an option. Playing down the nest ball now, so I think we're going to see that Kamerman in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Slamming down the Kamerman when flying. Can I retreat here, promote the Kamerman, and spit innocently for 110 damage with that Lost Provisions ability, allowing it to attack for free, thanks to 4 cards being lost on.
One cross switcher, one cologne in hand already. So
and
awfully
Irida.
Close. Irida can grab rare candy.
And Bax Caliber, so you don't even need the rare candy.
So you basically need to find, off of Concealed, you need to find candy or cross switcher, and then Irida can grab the other, right?
No, you don't need candy. Oh no, yeah, you do. Sorry.
You still need
candy. I thought candy was in hand.
Yeah, you still need it.
He's gonna retreat. Do the Shivery Chill from the Chien-Pao, allowing you to grab 2 water energy from your deck.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use one of those to conceal cards potentially.
I do think that the 2/2 Babero build that has been getting popular is probably the strongest version of Chien-Pao into most of the meta.
Yeah.
But you can see here that Babero has not that much usefulness in this matchup specifically because your opponent is not hitting you with Iono after Iono. So not having the combo potential of Arc V-Star Starburst to grab your cross switcher combo does end up hurting. Does mean that Owyn can't make that play this turn. Can make it eventually though, so maybe not a concern yet.
Right.
I think Owyn with the pieces to be able to do it this turn, but we'll be able to do it next turn with another Iono in hand.
Yeah, at least with this Irida, you are getting down the Frigibax or the Bax Caliber, so something can happen here. It's potentially scary now if that Greninja does die next turn. It does kind of make things a little bit harder if you're not able to get it back quickly enough when you do finally have the pieces you need. So, gotta be aware here. It does have the Spear Energy Retrieval ready to rock as well. It looks like it's about to play it, discarding the water and the Frigibax.
Yeah, probably just have to take a knockout here with Chien-Pao. Just make sure you don't bench another Pokemon. Oh, actually gonna bench it. So interestingly enough, that Chien-Pao might get punished by Raikou next turn. I mean,
Yeah,
I
this
guess if you
is
don't bench it, it's still not great because doing 200 can get cleaned up pretty easily. So maybe that's kind of in consideration for Owyn.
right. Didn't draw anything super useful off the B barrel. I believe it was just Iono and Battle VIP, and is going to just take the knockout on the Kamerman, discarding 2 water energy from any of your Pokemon using the Hail Blade attack. It does 60 damage for each water energy you discard. Same with the Giratina Lost Impact. You can discard them from any of your Pokemon, so it doesn't necessarily have to be your active one. And then Adam here, starting off with the Flower Selecting, and can now respond with a Raikou.
Yeah, I guess the consideration that Owen had to make is that if he didn't bench the Frigibacks, he would be in danger of a boss KO on Back
Right.
Caliber, and that would kind of lock him out of the game. It's not incredibly likely that Lost Box can do that because they only play the one copy of Boss, and they already use their V Star power, that Forest Seal Stone Star Alchemy. But just trying to play around that, saying that, hey, like even if you do get this KO on the Chien-Pao, I can respond with maybe my own Chien-Pao.
Brutal stop.
Ooh, discarding a chorus is not great.
Yeah.
Um,
Pokestop Stadium, when you activate it, you can discard the top 3 cards from your deck and grab any items there. Any other cards go discarded. So the only item getting there is the Battle VIP Pass, which can no longer be used. So very unfortunate there for Adam. He's going to do another Flower Selecting here. And I guess the consideration from Owen is, yeah, like if this Chien-Pao does die to a Raikou, you can just get another one. You can respond to another KO. So it's still a 2-for-2 trade. It's not the end of the world. And you don't lose anything worse.
we talked a bit about this Raikou attacking, taking the knockout, but I think only 6 in the Lost Zone so far. So
And discarding that chorus, so
happen. It might just have to be a cram attack for turn.
yeah, it's really not what you want to see. Oh, I guess Cram's fine here because then you can do Greninja and Chien-Pao KO with Sableye the next turn.
Yeah, cram is okay. But well, you can't knock out both in the same turn, I believe, because it's 110 left.
Oh, it's 110
and 20 left.
120,
and 20.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
10 short.
The main issue with Cram attacking here instead of Raikou is that you're not getting the value out of your two prizer that you were forced to bench. If this Raikou goes down without ever getting a hit off, without ever taking a big knockout on a two prizer, that's really bad because your opponent not only gets two prizes there, but could potentially get another two prize swing off the Manaphy Cologne play that we were talking about before. So if they're able to pull that off, the game can be over basically within a couple turns for Owen.
Yeah, Shivery Chill come down for Owen. Pretty brutal for Adam. Adam did actually get to 7 thanks to Lost Zone. However, did not have the Mirage Gate, so couldn't even go for it. And we see now the bosses, or the Cross Switcher coming down. Super Cold accelerating more water energy to the Radiant Greninja. Canceling Clone coming down. This Moonlight Shuriken can now hit 2 Pokemon, even benched ones. So we'll see what Owen decides to attack here. Does decide to B-Barrel first, get 1 card. B-Barrel allows you to draw once per turn up to 5 cards, until you have up to 5 cards in your hand, so I was able to get a free card there. I believe, was that an Irida, probably?
Yeah, Irida for Candy, Back Caliber. Just setting up the second one so you don't have any low HP Pokemon on the bench.
Yep.
I think Owen is in a pretty good spot.
For sure.
With this 2 prizer on the bench for Adam, he has one more opportunity to take another 2 prize swing. Adam can't really punish this in any way. Like this Raikou can't really get any value as he would like.
Man, top deck the Mirage Gate there too. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a good top deck.
That's pretty good.
So Adam still hanging on, but I would much rather be in Owen's position.
For sure, yeah. Roxanne coming down now because Owen did take down the 2 Comb Phase, leaving the Manaphy inactive to just cause more of an annoyance, and it's also not really relevant to stay in play at this point because Owen is expecting the Greninja to die here anyway. So
the play I'm hoping to see out of Adam here actually is to Lost Mine, knock out the B-Barrel. Interestingly enough,
that'd be pretty effective. Yeah,
it doesn't really help your prize race, but at this point, the prize race is swung so out of balance, so in favor of Owyn that you need something to change it up, to make it awkward, to change things around, to mount a comeback. Let's see if Adam goes for it. Also, hitting that vacuum for 10 Lost Zone ended up being huge. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's kind of likely to get there because you play multiple vacuum and you did Roxanne to 6 cards, so getting
Yeah.
rewarded for his good play and actually going for that knock up a barrel play that we were talking about before.
Yeah, this is pretty huge now because this hand's not particularly amazing. Because obviously getting these energies is cool, but you can't do too much with them right now. Concealed cards, getting Ultra Ball and I believe B Barrel or Bidoof.
Bidoof.
Yeah,
Do you
so
can you play it down? I don't
it's
think.
pretty risky.
Yeah, if you do, you're basically banking on your opponent not to be able to lost mine you again. Um, one, two. There's 3 easy prizes for Adam to take, so you don't
Right.
really want to put down 2 more easy prizes.
And we're seeing
And
the
instead of
Excalibur actually be an
Excalibur
attacker here.
going to come in and use that attack plenty enough to knock out a Sableye with that Buster Tail doing 130 and choosing to bench that Bidoof, knowing that there's an Ultra Ball in hand, knowing that it might live a turn if Adam
Right.
can't find a response KO. I mean, there's
Yes.
also the other element of like if Adam takes the KO on the Bidoof, um, there's this Baxcalibur to deal with.
Yeah, it's
And
just gonna take another KO, and then Owen
yeah,
just
and
needs
then
one
no
more
one's at
KO, and it's
1.
over. So yeah, benching the Bidoof definitely strong call here.
So I guess Adam kind of has 2 choices. He can either try and Sableye knock out the Bidoof to kind of limit Owen's draws, or he can try and gate onto Raikou, knock out the Baxcalibur. But if you do that, you know, your opponent might have access to that B barrel the next turn, and having access to the B barrel might mean they have access to superior energy retrieval, which would mean Raikou gets knocked out, which would mean Owen wins the game. So it's a tough call.
Yeah, I don't know how many energy exactly is in the discard right now. If Owen has any energy left in deck at this point, but it's pretty easy to see the path for the Raikou KO if that does come up. Um, so pretty scary situation now for Adam to try to recover from this.
Adam
Throwing down
made
the
the best play he
Comfey.
could, that Roxanne plus knock out a barrel play.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I think Owen's still very far up in the prize race, and we're seeing that. Escape rope coming down. Interesting choice for Owen to make, but gonna bring up that damaged Chien-Pao because he knows that it's guaranteed to be able to at least attack, and if it gets knocked out, that's fine. You can bring up whatever you need to. So
Right. Flower selecting here.
you
That
see a
was
gate
yeah, it was Horn
and
and
an
Gate.
echoing horn. Is there a Sableye? I
Doesn't look like it.
don't think so. There's a
Has
psychic energy,
boss's
but not a
orders.
Sableye.
Pretty tough call. You're basically just trying to force your opponent to slow down a little bit here, and just hope they can't just win the game immediately. And it's kind of tough. Going to switch card into the Kamerman and probably just take this KO.
I think you you have to boss up something. Maybe boss up the Baxcalibur and hit for 110 to set it up for being knocked out by Sableye next turn, and just hope that your opponent doesn't have a barrel.
Yeah, Adam does not know that there is an Ultra Ball in hand, I suppose. So a little
If
bit.
you take the knockout on Chien-Pao, you're leaving your opponent with Baxcalibur and to take the knockout the next turn, and then I guess you respond with Raikou. I guess
And yeah, just
is
hope
the
for no
line.
Chien-Pao.
Ooh, there's a Chien-Pao and there's an Ultra Ball that could
And
potentially set up
Super
another
Rod. So
B barrel.
literally everything is available now.
Yeah.
Are both B barrels in the Discord? No, just one. Okay. So playing down the Chien-Pao. Pretty good draws from off those concealed cards. Gonna play the Super Rod. Getting back the B barrel and 2 waters. Not sure So if there's enough cards to Ultra Ball in hand, I think there is. Yeah. Shuffling out now, and then is going to just take the KO and just be in his position for next turn. Didn't want to Ultra Ball, I suppose. I guess if you probably couldn't Ultra Ball there, right? Yeah, couldn't Ultra Ball. Would have had the Shivery Chill to like Ultra Ball, I guess, which isn't like great.
And I think since you're playing against Turbo, you know that you're fairly safe from getting Roxanne. I believe Roxanne might have been Palpated back, but it's hard to find.
Yeah. We did see that Palpad come down. I didn't see what was grabbed off of it.
So here you have to attack with Raikou if you want any chance.
Yeah, it's just Raikou and hope for the whiff, except, your opponent also has 2 Water Energy in deck and can just Shivery Chill it immediately. So they just need 2 more after that. And I believe Owyn does have Superior in hand too, so
Yeah.
That's also probably why I didn't go for any kind of Ultra Ball play, just had the piece already in hand.
Adam doesn't know that is in hand though, so could try and play as if it's not there. And I think that's what Adam is going to choose to do.
Yep. Mirage gating onto the Raikou.
On the clock. We're seeing a lot of games not go to game 3.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of Lost Box matchups, that's why.
That's true.
What was the Guardy conversion rate for day 2? Was there still like 10% Guardy?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Because Lost Box was 20, so I imagine it was still like 10+%. So fleet-footed first from the Raikou, allowing just a free draw whenever it's in the active spot. Always useful. Going to play the boss's orders. Take out the Chien-Pao, so it's not an issue. Are there more Chien-Paos available? 2 are in the discard. Does have the Ultra Ball, but then can't Superior. Pretty, now, there might be a chance here for Adam.
So we see
Excalibur.
Yeah, that Chien-Pao being knocked out is really important for sure. So it's going to come down to this final turn, but I think with the Ultra Ball the game should be. Oh, is there no Chien-Paos?
There's no Chien-Pao. Is there any rods?
So I guess now Owyn is searching for Cross Switcher or Escape Rope.
Yeah, Rope also.
Escape Rope.
All right, Pokestop. Let's see it. 4
Barrel
cards first.
4.
There's Irida.
Is there Escape Rope in deck?
I don't know.
Some Chien-Paos play it and some don't. So Cross Switcher, no Cross Switcher off the Pokestop.
Wow.
So some. I mean, if there's no rope, I think that's game.
Okay, there's Rod.
Super Rod. Is there? But there's Nest Ball as well, right? So Super
Rod.
Ultra
Ball. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think that also works.
Does have the energy in hand now, so is going to go ahead and scoop up.
Super Retrieval. Okay, there we go. Looking a little bit dicey for a second there.
A little scary for a second. Yeah, that was definitely smart play from Adam to go for that. That was definitely the best possible option, and did make Owyn sweat a little bit there. Yeah, Irida draw pretty huge, because without that it was just completely over. Just completely whiffed on the Super Rod without it.
I believe a lot of these Chien-Pao lists are moving away from playing no Escape Rope, so just kind of relying on those cross switchers alone.
Right. And kind of scary because like a lot of times the way you get the energy is from Chien-Pao being in the active spot, and sometimes it's not there, and sometimes you got to get it back in there, and sometimes you don't want to attack with it, but you do need to get the energy with Shivery Chill, so you got to move it in and out, and can be kind of awkward without that. Reduce start for Owyn, and a Greninja start for Adam. This is the first time they're actually showing us this. Get some prize cards. Pretty normal stuff. 1 Chien-Pao.
Yeah, nothing too
important.
bad.
Yeah.
That VIP comp pos. I don't know what language that is. Probably German, I would guess.
Probably.
If anyone in chat knows, please educate this silly American.
Pokestop getting rid of a Colress off the bat. That's awesome. That's really good. Playing down Nestball now. Gonna search through the deck, see what's up. And I don't think there's any Colress in hand either for Adam, so that's not really ideal to get rid of it like that.
Something I think about sometimes is, I don't think it's relevant in this matchup specifically, but we were talking a lot about how Owyn going first was such a huge advantage, being able to set up those max calibers as fast as possible. Is there ever a world and ever a matchup where you're so unfavored going second that you just like insta concede on the spot if there's like not enough time to play the full 3 games? And
Dude, that's what it feels like sometimes against Chien-Pao, because they just always hit, you know? They just always like, yep, 6 energy, one shot you, GG, right?
Yeah. I've thought about it a lot, and I think there is a world where it's optimal, but I don't think it's like really hard to ever
in
make that decision.
best of 3 scenarios in specific time circumstances, I could see you like if it not necessarily like instant concede, but like if your opponent's clearly like not bricking, you know, and was like hitting everything their first turn.
Well, the benefit of insta conceding is that you don't even have to waste time on the shuffle. So there could be a there could be a way where it's possible that it's optimal. I've thought about it.
But I feel like you want to at least see your hand, you know, when that happens.
Yeah, I agree with you 99+% of the time. That much I agree with you there. But you know, maybe there's a time.
All right, I'll try it at my next regional. Yeah,
where it's possible. No, I wouldn't recommend it.
Every time I lose, or no, every time I win, I just auto concede.
I mean, given how many 1-1 games we've been seeing on stream,
maybe not the worst idea.
21 minutes on the clock. Speaking of the clock, which means we are probably going to see another series not go to game 3 unless someone concedes this one pretty early.
We're playing all these games only at like 1.1 time speed, so they're not like super sped up or anything. And like all these players, they've been playing with like pretty normal pace, I would say. Not necessarily, not even like some of them like above average, honestly. Like it's pretty fast pace of play, and they're still struggling to finish, you know, 3 games or even start a 3rd game, basically.
Yeah,
it's pretty tough.
It is a reason that I haven't played Lost Box my last 2 regionals personally, even though I think I was the first one to play Turbo Lost Box on stream. All the way back in Orlando, pre-rotation.
I was there. I saw you play on stream day 2 at my friend's place, because I did not make day 2. I was just watching him there. And I remembered in hindsight after you contacted me, I was like, oh yeah, I saw you won that game and you had like an interview. I remember this. Dragonite coming down here. Looks like for the Forest Sealstone play.
Okay.
Makes sense. Probably grabbing Colress.
My Turbo Lost Box list for that event all those months ago was based off another list that I had seen, but I was the first person to play 1 cram. That I will take credit for innovating. Would it have happened anyways without me? Almost definitely. But I was the first person to do it, so
like in any kind of Lost Zone list period, or just like Lost Box?
Yeah, any Lost Zone list. I think everyone was playing 2 cram, and then there was one wacky list that played 0 cram that I based my list off of. But I was like, this is too much. You need at least one of those guys in there.
That Colress did come down from the Sealstone. Grabbed a bunch of Pokemon from that. Got a Manaphy, a Comfey. So it looks like Adam can play the game a little bit more here. I don't know how many Switch cards are available. 4 in the Lost Zone, so can at least get the KO. Seal cards.
I mean, if Greninja this turn would basically be the way that we see a game 3, I think Owyn would kind of concede on the spot there. And it's possible. Still very possible. Just needs Vacuum, Gate, Water, and Switch. I guess I'm not seeing a lot of those cards in his hand, unfortunately.
Yeah. There is a Bidoof in play, which you can't actually Greninja, but that
Oh,
is
that's
not an
right.
issue
But
for Adam. Because,
yeah,
like, just getting the Frigibacks, that is so huge. You're just
yep,
stopping them
yep.
for an entire turn from effectively doing anything. So, even just putting the 90 on the Chien-Pao is still, like, pretty good because you're taking
Agreed.
out the Frigibacks. So I believe that was Hisuian Heavy Ball. Shuffling the prizes back. Grab the Sableye. Prize coming back down. Let's see what's coming up first. So Water and Pokestop are going to be the next ones. Fairly
Turbo
useful.
Lost Box seems to be converging on like a set 60 that most people are playing at this point. Maybe a couple cards different here and there. We haven't seen any of those turbo Lost Box with like the trekking shoes and stuff to like try and get that turn 2 Sableye, which would be really, really good here, but just not going to happen.
Pokestop, Rod, Energy, and Water.
Ooh.
So are they just missing Gate and / Water? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I think this Greninja, I don't know what pieces they're missing, but I think they're missing something. Maybe not if they're going for the vacuum. I mean, either way, you want to vacuum to stop away from the opponent. I see a lot of super rods. I think there's 3 in there.
Is gonna bench that Sableye. I don't think there's can that Comfey even get out? Oh, you have to gate for it. Yeah. So there's a gate, but it must be missing the Water then, or / second gate.
You would need second gate or switch card and Water.
Yeah.
So just going to retreat into Cram, I believe, this turn.
That is fair. At least getting some damage down on the Chien-Pao. Gonna Pal Pad back in, I assume, the Chorus. Both Choruses. Right, because the first one got discarded by Pokestop, right? So at least that's recovered.
I am glad that people are moving to playing Palpad in their Lost Box list. I think if you're playing 2 Pokestop, Palpad is really good. I think it's optimal.
Seems pretty good. Just why would you not want more Choruses, right?
I agree. Yeah, especially in an Iono format where people are trying to Iono you.
Shivery Chill coming down here.
I think my opinion about Lost Box Stadiums is that if you should play 2 Pokestop and Palpad, and that's like optimal. But if you really hate Pokestop, you should cut both Pokestop and the Palpad. You shouldn't. There's some lists that have been playing that like 1 Pokestop, 1 Artisan, no Palpad thing. Not a big fan of that.
Yeah, it could definitely come off as very risky. That is a spicy Pokestop.
Triple item.
Jeez,
Pokestop.
2 rare candies too, and an Ultra Ball, I believe. Or is that might be an S Ball?
Something that I think it's Ultra Ball. But something we didn't mention is that Adam went so deep, so all in on that Greninja play that there's no Manaphy on bench.
Oh wow, yeah.
So if Owyn has access to the Greninja,
Adam did have Manaphy. Could have played it.
Yeah.
Chose to put the Sableye down instead.
If that's the case, I'm not sure I like that play. Just I guess trying to maximize value out of the Mirage Gate, getting that Psychic Energy down, but it's just gonna get Moonlight Shurikens.
Yeah, we see that Greninja come down right now off of that Ultra Ball. Baxcalibur already ready to go in play. Gonna retreat into the Greninja. Going to play Superior Energy Retrieval, and there's the energy for the Greninja for the Moonlight Shuriken. So I think we're going to say bye bye to Comfey.
What's better than Cologne Cross Switcher Moonlight Shuriken? Not having to play any of those cards, just getting to Moonlight Shuriken anyways.
Yeah, I thought I saw. I swear I saw the Manaphy off the Chorus, right? Maybe didn't. All right, well, we got 3 items off the Pokestop. Not really the items you want though.
Yeah, this game is starting to seem pretty doomed.
Yeah, the Manaphy's there.
Maybe just a misplay, or maybe just hoping that your opponent
just didn't have it.
Moonlight Shuriken.
Just that they wouldn't hit Rare Candy Ultra Ball off Pokestop. And it's just going to spit innocently.
They didn't need all of that. They just needed Rare Candy, right?
Yeah.
But now
and Superior, I guess.
Or like again, if they feel like it, probably won't because there's only 1 target.
Right. Yeah, when you have Chien-Pao, you don't really need to set up damage on anything. You just kind of just one-shot things regardless. I thought you said this was a bad matchup. What happened?
It is. Normally, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's slightly favorable
Okay.
towards Lost Box, maybe like 55, 45, or between 55 and 60% for Lost Box. But it's not much higher odds than a coin flip, to be honest. 10%, 10% difference, 5% difference.
Shivery Chill coming down now, retreating into that Chien-Pao. Grab more energy, and is probably just going to swing here again with either Chien-Pao or backs, I guess. But you probably don't want to lose the backs because you don't have another option here. So I think it's just going to be a Chien-Pao attack. Does have, I think, is that Irida in hand? Debating benching that other Frigibacks. Gonna go ahead and do it. I'm not sure if the Frigibacks on bench is the 70 HP, like the Bax Caliber on bench ready, if that evolved from 70 HP or 60 HP. Obviously the 70 HP one would be nicer to put down here, but not super important with damage on Greninja already. So Irida in hand, can play that. What are these Pokestops?
Another triple item Pokestop.
Wild.
So
they don't hit like this when I play. I don't know.
Owyn could potentially, with I believe has Superior as well, so could potentially go for the Dragonite KO this turn if he's feeling it.
I'm not sure. Maybe Owyn already did play Sporter. I don't remember playing Sporter, but we'll see.
I don't think he did either. I think you would stop first before Irida. I don't think this deck played anything but Iridas.
Yeah. So there's the Irida coming down.
Thinking about what to do this turn. I mean, if you take a knockout on a one prizer, you are down to 3 prizes anyways. You are on that Roxanne turn, so it might be good to just get value out of the cross switchers now before you get your hand disrupted.
He's gonna grab Superior. Gonna grab the 70 HP backs with that, but doesn't matter too much. Isn't gonna grab it. Just gonna grab the Superior.
Chien-Pao deck looking pretty good. A lot of people having consistent finishes with it. I believe Grant Shan in the US has been playing it over and over again. Top 16 last regional.
Chien-Pao's interesting because it's a deck that's been around for a pretty long time now. Play Evolved has been around for quite a while, and it still has not won a regional. Despite like Charizard was here for like a month and it won a regional like pretty fast before it even got the 70 HP Charmanders. I think it's just been taking people longer to get the list. Like you said, kind of evolved to the right point, right?
Yes, I think it had less chances to win a regional or a big event because the lists were unoptimized for a while, and they weren't very good. Like people used to play Skaters Park, and I don't think that's nearly as good as Pokestop can be, as we've seen in this game. Basically saying draw 3 cards.
So is going to use the 2 water energy off Hailblade to get rid of that. Adam, only 9 in the Lost Zone, so does have to play the chorus here. Is going to lead off with that.
No Roxanne, which is unfortunate. No Roxanne this turn means that Owyn is going to go down to probably 1 prize.
Yeah, that Dragonite is looking pretty tasty right about now. So, like, what kind of going off what we were talking about earlier, like, what are your kind of general thoughts on kind of the evolution of Turbo Lost Zone getting to this point, since you are one of the pioneers?
I think I underestimated how good it would be in this meta because I was worried about the Zard and Lugia matchups. But I think now that Zard is dying down, now that people recognize that Echoing Horn is a good tech in the deck for it, and now people are recognizing that you can play Spiritomb instead of Drapion, stuff like that. Once people have all the cards in place and the deck list is more tailored to a certain meta, I think the deck is really good. I think it's really strong, and I think it's definitely a tier 1 deck for sure. I think it doesn't really take any auto
Oh
losses.
no.
Ooh,
Pokestop
Pokestop
finally stopped working
discarding
its
2
magic.
waters.
We saw Adam take 2 KOs with the Sableye and actually was able to put even more damage on the Baxcalibur. And if Owyn was able to put down the 70 HP Bax there, it would have only put 3 on the Baxcalibur. Now it's within range of Sableye. So that 70 HP coming down now because that is a risk of happening next turn of the one lone Baxcalibur dying.
I think the play here is to just attach like a bajillion energies, as many as possible, and still take
Yeah.
the knockout on Dragonite. And that way you're only an energy away, if anything.
Yeah, we
to
saw
taking
the
out
2 come down
the
from
last
on the
prize.
bench one to have that ready to
Yeah.
go. And Owyn has plenty of energy, so can definitely do that.
But going back to the Lost Box conversation, it's in a really good spot right now. I think
Yeah.
if you're a Lost Box fan, have been playing it for a while, definitely think about bringing it to your next regional or next cup. I don't know if I can say the same for Paradox Rift format though.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's yet to be determined.
There was actually another one where it hasn't won any of the recent regionals, but Kyogre has been doing pretty well for
Kyogre
itself.
has one. I think a lot of the top players like to go for Kyogre for that consistent win condition. I have some qualms with Kyogre as a deck, especially with the time rolls that we have.
Right, yeah. All right, the cross switcher coming down, so Dragonite is ready to go. Attaching the last energy to the Frigibax might just be discarding that instantly. We'll see. Does have one more in hand. Could throw that down as well.
I think Owyn does want to set up so that no matter if you do get Rock Sand or not, you can take a KO, but you also don't want to leave yourself open to being boss stalled at the same time.
Right.
So I think that's kind of what he's considering here. Stop discarding Roxanne.
Not playing the last energy does mean that, like, yeah, okay. As I say, not playing the last energy does mean that regardless, Shivery Chill gets you the last energy you need to get off an attack, so you're good. But yeah, losing the Roxanne there was basically the only win condition remaining for our Turbo Lost Box player there. So pretty rough, and that is another non-game 3, right? Did that go to 2 games? Yeah.
No, it was the 2-0.
Yeah, okay.
It was a 2-0, and if it was a 1-1, game 3 probably wouldn't have finished.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe one of these games will go to game 3, maybe soon. We got Swiss round 13 coming up next. Again, kind of Chien-Pao looking pretty strong. Just a very solid deck when you aren't whiffing. Again, double B barrel / Pokestop adds a lot of consistency to the deck, especially when you hit those Pokestops specifically. There's only like one bad Pokestop probably period for Owyn between both games.
Yeah.
Which is just completely absurd. So, yeah, we're going to go to another break and set up the next round. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere, guys.